So yes, I'm going to take it. So welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you, amazing Connie, for being here and sharing your beautiful towers with us. Great to be here as well. It's going to be this class pretty quick, 45 minutes. We do have some prizes that we're giving away at the end. So just so happy that you guys all made it. I know we've all been craving more in-person connection, and I'm just so happy that you all are here, and thank you for coming and enjoy your yoga. Yay.
All right, so I call my yoga mindful, kindful yoga. All right, so I bring in a lot of mindfulness and awareness, mindfulness. So one thing I want you to do is maybe really stay tuned into your own inner wisdom. Okay, you don't have to do everything I'm doing. If you already know a pose and I'm talking through the details, go right into it, because we got a couple of different, levels. And I want you to consider the how much conscious effort you're doing and how much conscious ease you're doing, right? Because we have the conscious effort to go above our default system. Right? If we don't use our muscles, they get weak. We don't use our joints, they get stiff. So the way a pose looks, like say it's a warrior, it's not so much what it looks like on the outside, but what's going on here. Okay, so warrior could look like this. Maybe you have a bad knee that's like this. Maybe you're working on your ski knees or ski legs, and you're gonna come down like this. It doesn't matter. Be where you need to be today, tonight. It's going to be a relaxing, because I don't want to do a nice fiery up yoga and then go home and enjoy insomnia. So it's going to be nice and relaxing. Let's see. All right. So I always like to get grounded and centered before we start. So the reason why I asked for the pillows is because it's really hard to have your spine in a nice aligned place. I'm not sitting on something. So I don't know if you can see, and I see this in TV ads all the time. They're in a park like this. And I just go, why is it good? Because the spine, where the spine is, absolutely defines how your posture is, and we'll go more into that. So we're gonna get nice and grounded. We're gonna bring that mindfulness piece. So decide if you want your hands down, or if you want them up, more receptive. We can always use the couch, or you can go to that chair if you need to. You can bring your hands at your heart space. Putting your hands, your palms together, pressing them, helps actually balance left and right brain, and actually help the glands in the head, the pineal. So you make your choice, right, and where you want to go. But we're going to close our eyes. We're going to really focus on nice deep breathing. So breathe nice and slow so that the air comes to the bottom of the lungs, belly rises. And the exhales are where everything releases and softens. So the receptor sites at the bottom of the lungs are more the rest and digest. Top of the lung is more fight and flight. So continue to just focus on your breath. And what we're doing here is really bringing all the energy that it took us to get here. And we're bringing our energy right into our center. I want you to notice your state. Right, is your state peaceful? Is there any underlying anxiety? It is. It is. Because the most self-love thing you can do is accept yourself where you are, right here and now. And that's where we're going to bring that kindness piece in. So breathe in and just allow acceptance to happen on the exhale. And then if you want, I assume if people come to yoga, that they are endeavoring to have more things that are more essential to their spirit, like compassion, joy, love, wisdom. What are those things that you're endeavoring to have more of in your life? Good, and then open up your eyes. We're going to try to stay in this space as we go through these next 45 minutes. So let's go ahead. So posture, I want to work on posture and balance. Posture for this class is real simple. It's going to be the muscles that allow you to do this. So whether it's releasing or strengthening, so we're going to do those. And then also what a neutral, a nice neutral pelvis is, and I'll explain more about that. But one of the biggest things that really pulls out your posture is your upper traps. So just bring your right arm out and then go to the other direction. And even sometimes I lift my hand up, but I'm going to find that intense, but not too intense, right? So find that place and just breathe into it. Again, you can keep your eyes closed, and the exhales allow for the releasing. It allows for the softening. So taking those deep breaths into the bottom of the lungs, and exhales allow for that releasing of that upper trap. And very slowly come to center. Check in left side, right side. Just notice any difference, and we'll do the other side. Right, so we're just staying connected to our breath. Now we'll often have thoughts come up. In fact, we will. So the interesting part is that in this stillness, you can catch your thoughts. A lot of times they're subconscious, and you can catch a pattern, a subconscious pattern. So I'll just keep reminding you to come back to the deep breathing. And then the other place you put your mind is the place we are releasing. And then release them. Okay, let's take a breath. So upper traps are really good for, you can do this in a car. You could do this while you're waiting for the tea to boil. Just do it, so just add it into these times that you aren't doing anything. So posture, our shoulders follow the scapula. The scapula follows the rib cage, and the rib cage follows the spine. So having awareness of the spine, and we're going to have some awareness of a neutral spine. A neutral pelvis is where the hip bones are in line with the pubic bone. So when we do cat and cow, we're coming in and out of that. But that's where the neutral spine is like. And I'll bring that up more in some of the other postures, so that you can get a body awareness of what a neutral spine is. Let's go ahead and open the rib cage. If you want, you can, if it feels better for you to sit on your knees, you can do that from here. I like to put something underneath if that feels better. But we're going to go ahead and open up the rib cage. So bring your left hand down to the floor, and we're going to lift the other arm up and over. I'm going to aim still the hip. The hip is still going to kind of aim down, so I get a push-pull. Does that make sense? I'm aiming that down, and I'm lifting up, opening the rib cage, and the side body, the spine. So go ahead and make sure that instead of in front of you, look right over. Yeah, good. Close your eyes down. Take a breath in. And exhale, see if you can release even more. Good, and very slowly, gently, mindfully bring that hand back down. We'll bring that to the floor, and the other arm comes up and over. So these are really simple things. you can do while the commercials are playing during the Broncos game. Right? So you don't even have to put it on your to-do list. Good, so reach the fingers over, bring the hips down. So if we don't do some conscious efforting in keeping our rib cage open, it will get really tight. We won't be able to take deep breaths. Then release and bring that down. The other thing is our grief hangs out in here in our lungs. So being able to move and take deep breaths is really nice emotionally. All right, so now I want you to get your strap or your beautiful little scarf. And we're going to do something that is going to be opening for the shoulders. And it looks like this. I'll demo it first if you want. So we're going to come up. And first of all, I just want you to know that I really want you to have a good spine right from the beginning, that feels nice and aligned. And we're going to come up and over and let that open. And then we're going to come back down. We're going to do that 5 times. Okay? So we're going to go up and over. So why are we moving? Because motion is lotion to our joints. So, and then we're going to eventually go all the way around if your shoulders are healthy. This is just a nice, easy way to open up. That is the antidote to being on the computer a lot. Good, and then if you want, you can just hold it. If you want, you can widen it a little bit and come all the way around. You want to widen that strap, Marianne? Here, why don't you take this? Oh, you can do that. Okay. So a few more times, if you want to keep the movement going. And if not, you can go all the way around. And that's why if you think, everybody's shoulders are different, okay? So stay within your comfort zone. I've been doing this since 16 years. And then apparently I have even a little bit of a hypermobility in my shoulders. Not much, but a little bit. But just opening up and just letting the shoulder blades go, bring the shoulder blade down or in between the back, opening up the back. So stay with your breath, good, and then bring that back. All right, and put this to the side. So yeah, is it hurting you to be on the hips? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and sit on the chair for now. Yeah, and if anybody's hurting doing this, then we need to find a different spot, and that's fine. We can go to the couch. Okay. What was that? Oh, all right. So again, we're now we're going to go into some cat and cow. You can do cat and cow from the chair by going like this. Okay, you can do it standing up, a cat and cow. You can do right from the chair. Yeah, but bring your feet on the ground, get your spine, and then what you're going to do is you're going to exhale. Inhale, exhale. So if you're in a chair that doesn't roll, this is something you can do, like just in between meetings or something. But if you can and you want to do cat and cow the traditional way, we're going to come with our shoulders over the wrists. If you have that wrist, it's really nice to roll over your mat and give it some room. All right. So the hips are right over the knees, and you're going to inhale, and you're going to look up, and you're going to keep your belly strong. Okay, even though we're arching our back, our belly is strong. Exhale over, really arch the back. When you arch the back, I really like your face and neck to be relaxed. And then inhale up, exhale over, and then we're going to do 3 to 4 more on your own with your own rhythm. So moving the spine, keeping the spine separate. Obviously, it's really important for posture. It's moving the cerebral spinal fluid. And some yogis believe that that's moving the white matter in the spine is by moving everything that's been recorded in your body. That everything that's been recorded is in the white matter in your spine. And that's why even lifetimes, that's what some people think. We can go with that and ponder it.
Yeah.
All right, now I want you to speed it up, and it's gonna look like this. And you don't have to, if you don't want to, but it's gonna be more shallow, and you're gonna close your eyes and you're gonna listen to your breath. And if that resonates with you, we're going to do a few minutes of that, or a minute of that. So really keeping that spine nice and fluid. Keep your eyes closed if you want. Just listen to your breath. Nice. Take a deep breath in. Widen your knees and go into pose of the child. And if you don't know different variations of pose of the child, watch me right now. Okay, so there's variations. You can even put a pillow in here if that feels better. You can get a block and put it on your forehead. But it's either hands are straight out, they can be in prayer, they can be up over your head, or the arms can be on your side. So those are the variations. But then stay connected to your breath. Stay connected to what's going on in your body. Good. All right. And then come up onto your knees. I'm going to demo this next thing. And it's scapular push-ups. So what we're doing is we're making the back here that helps us have a nice open-hearted posture. And basically it's like pose of the child. And all I'm going to do is bring my scapula together and apart. Together and apart. And I'll show you. So what we're going to do is the first thing, get lined up. My belly is strong. Okay, so I'm not, it's engaged. I'll bring the shoulder blades down the back. All I'm doing is this. Okay, so do you need some more instruction? Okay, so go ahead and set up. Yeah, so and then bring your shoulder blades down the back as much as you can. It's not a huge movement. And then bring your shoulder blades together and apart. Together and apart. Yes, so it's called the scapular push-up. You can, if you wanted to, actually do it from plank. So it would look like this. Some of you can't do this. Yes, okay, so that's what you'll do. In 3 months, you'll get that. You'll get that. Okay, I want you to do a few more times. I really want you to feel that you're working those muscles. Marianne, nice job.
Left this week.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. And then bring your if you're not knees are down, bring your knees down and very mindfully, kindly, gently come into pose of the child. So I want you to stay aware of your body as you're moving into any of these poses. And I want you to be aware of how that gentleness feels for you. To be really gentle with the body. You take one more breath in, and then I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. I need to get some blocks. So go ahead and do what you need to do. Roll out your wrists if you need to do. Roll out your ankles. I'm going to get some blocks here. You don't have to do this next one with blocks, but it's kind of fun to do with blocks. This is if you have knee problems. I want you to go ahead and roll up your mat or use your pillows. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our left foot like this, and I'll demo it first. And So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna open up this hip. This is what gets tight from sitting, driving, all those things. And then when this gets tight, then the glutes will tend not to fire anymore, right? And these glutes are really important for like everything. It's why we can walk on 2 feet, by the way. The glutes and this. All right, so let me demo it first. And again, you don't need blocks. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come forward and back. My knee might go over a little bit from the ankle. They find out now that that's fine because our knee goes over our ankle in real life. So what we're doing is we're bringing motion to this, right? Motion is motion for our joints. And then we're gonna hold. All right, so to make some ease, blocks are really nice. And Mary Ann, I'll give you some blocks, okay? Just put your knee on your pillow, okay? Oh, Mary Lou, said thank you. All right, so, yeah, so we're getting some motion and motion into the hip. We want to go like this. Yes, bring that foot forward a little bit. Yep. It's important to keep this flat. Yes, we don't need to lift that up yet. Okay.
It's okay for your knee to go a little bit over your foot.
Yeah.
At the toe.
Yeah, they're actually, so they used to say never do that.
Yeah.
But when you walk up steps for one, your knee goes over past your foot. So what they're finding is that if you don't strengthen it that way, at some point, then it doesn't have as much strength. So that's the newest science on that. All right, and now we're just gonna go and hold. Okay, and from here, to find some ease, turn a little bit. We're gonna ragdoll on this leg. So the left shoulders, we're just gonna hang out with it. So we're gonna really relax onto the left knee and opening this right hip. And I'm just gonna come in and bring up that foot a little bit. I want to see more of an angle there. No, does that not work? Can you feel it, the stretch in there?
Yeah.
Okay, then you're good. As long as you're feeling the stretch in there. And just hang out. That stretch right here. See how this is?
Stretch here.
And that's okay too. Okay, so let's take a few breaths here. I want you to keep your mind's attention right on this right hip here. And as you're going to take nice deep breaths into the bottom of our lungs, and then on the exhale, see if you can release. So that's when things soften. So there's a really wonderful saying that I often bring up, that hardness forgets, softness remembers. So you know if you're in an argument, most of your muscles are tight. If you're watching the sunset or looking at your grandbaby's space, your muscles are probably pretty relaxed. Good. Now I'm going to push myself back. So now I'm going to open the back of this leg. So it can look a lot of different ways because everyone's going to be a little different. Use your blocks if you want. When you push yourself back, that knee can be bent. So I'm going to have you, that's good. I'm going to have you bring these from on this side. So remember, we want a little balance between effort and ease. We need ease. You can even bring them up taller. There we go. Good. And then with a lot of mindfulness, we start to bring that leg back. We're going to go into Glute Strength. Okay. So remember to be mindful and kind. Bring that gentleness, glide in the knees. Put a pillow underneath the back of your knees if you need. And just melt your heart right into the mat. So go ahead, and if you want, can you bring your head to that top of that? Does that feel okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. And right now, thank that part of you that brought you here to inquire within, to give yourself mind, body, spirit, attention. All right, push yourself up and we'll do the other side. So I'm gonna bring the right foot forward and bring the blocks to the side. We're on our fingertips. We'll do back and forth. So now we're opening up the left hip flexor, the left part of the front of the hip. Nice, and if you're ready, go ahead. Is that you? Yeah. Go ahead and we're gonna hold now. If you feel like you're ready, then put your right shoulder over that right knee. So everything can relax. We'll relax the neck, the face. We're gonna keep our mind's attention on our breath. And on the exhales, how they can help release. Keep your mind's attention, notice thoughts, come back to the breath. Take one more deep breath in. Nice softening, releasing exhale, and then push yourself back. And find that place where you can have some sense of ease, whether you use blocks, where you bend the knee a lot, but we're opening now the back of the right leg. So any part of the leg, the front, the side, the inner, the back, that attaches to the pelvis has the opportunity to make the low back and hip feel good or not so good. So it's important that we have the parts of our legs balanced with strength and flexibility. All right, then go ahead, let's go ahead and pose the child. So very mindfully and very gently, we're gonna bring that foot, that knee back, and we're gonna go ahead and melt into pose of the child. So you can find whatever variation you like. No, that's fine. It's just everyone has their own bone structure. Bone structure makes a difference in how the pose is going to look on the outside. All right. Check the time. Good. Anybody not know how to do a downward dog? Okay, let me walk through it. What I'd like you to do, if you know how to do downward dog, go into downward dog, and I'll go through it piece by piece, okay? But if you already know how to do it, and then go into bicycle, and do all the variations downward dog that you may know and love. So if you have it, we're gonna go ahead, bring our fingers out in front here, we're gonna be nice and wide. The pressure, when we come up, should be on the knuckles of the fingers. Our toes come under. If you want to watch my demo first, feel free. If not, feel free to go in. Then we're going to lift up with our feet and we'll lift our hips up and then push them back. We're aiming for an inverted V. And I aim my chest towards my thighs. Open up the chest. Yes, you're going to push your hips back. Everyone looks pretty good.
Pressure seems to be more this than that.
Okay, now what I want you to do is roll up the top of your mat. Yep, does that really make a difference? Yeah. Good. And if that doesn't work, we can do other variations. So I'm just watching, looking at you guys, and seeing how you're doing. All right. And then we're going to very gently take our feet and walk them to the front of the mat. We're going to go into a forward fold We're gonna hang out here. We're gonna bring our hands, if you want, to the opposite elbows. If you want to go back and forth. Good. And then take a nice deep breath in. Nice releasing exhale. And the next inhale, bring your hands all the way out to the side. Good. And then bring them back down. And I want you to bring your hands right to your center so that your thumbs are more in the belly button area. Close your eyes and take it, just really take a body scan. Good. So we're building a really good neurological glue to come back to the line, right? That's what is really important. All right, so we're gonna do a couple of balancing exercises, right? Because we need balance, right? In our lives, balance in our lives, balance in our bodies, everything. So the first one we're gonna do is airplane, all right? And let me demo this. So we're gonna go ahead and we're bring up 1 foot forward, and then we're going to bring all of our weight onto this leg. This is engaged. And then my left glute is going to be engaged as we come. It could look like this. It could look like this. It could look like this. However way it is. Did you want me to come? Can you see me already?
I didn't see that.
Okay, so fine. Okay, so we're going to get that right leg nice and strong. The quads are engaged. The left glute's going to be engaged as we bring our hands back. And all the weight's going to go on that right leg. We lift up the back leg. Find your point of focus. So balance poses are also good for bringing equanimity in the mind. We're so focused on this balance, on that standing leg. Good. Now, if you want to go for it, remember there's that whole effort and ease. You know, at some point you may want to see, oh, can I go a little further and fall out, which is perfectly fine. Okay, come back. Bring your feet together. Let's bring our hands on our heart space and just take a deep breath. Okay. And then we'll do the other side. So get this left leg nice and strong. So we're engaged. This is all engaged. Belly's engaged. And when you're ready, you're going to put all the weight on that left hand or airplane arms. Find a point of focus that's really nice for the eyes, for the mind. And coming in and out is perfectly fine. Bring that back leg down, bring the left to the right. Put our hands on our hearts again. And nice deep breath. Notice how your legs feel. All right, now we'll do one more balancing pose. It's going to be tree pose. I think most people know tree, they see advertising, right? But the thing is that advertising, you almost inevitably see them with their foot on their knee. And that's the one place you don't want to go. So you can kick, so this I'll demo. So I'll demo the different ways you can do tree. So you can kickstand, you do calf. I usually have to bring my foot up to my thigh. It doesn't normally will go there without my help. All right, and then they'll say grow your tree. Notice I'm just staying in one point of focus. So I like to do this when I want to kind of like keep my energy close to me. Or if I want expansive energy, then I bring my hands out. And you can play with that. But how does that feel for you today? What kind of energy are you looking for? So let's get that right leg nice and grounded. So we're engaged with the legs. This right glute is engaged. Let's bring our hands on our heart space and then find out where you're going to put that foot. If I do a 5 a.m. class, which I don't do anymore, it's usually this way. Good. Find that point of focus. And if you want to go ahead and grow your tree, and just so you know, in kids yoga, they have them be in the wind. And they almost always fall out there. Right? Good, bring your hands back down to your heart space. Bring that foot down. Close your eyes, let's take a breath. Relax again, left leg, right leg. Good, open your eyes. Go ahead and get that left leg nice and rounded. I think we did that yet. And then find out where you're gonna put that foot, where you're gonna kickstand it, calf or thigh. Grow your tree if you'd like. Awesome. I guess I have good peripheral vision too, so that's good. Bring your hands back down. Bring your feet back down. Take a breath in. Good. So we did on that balancing pose is so huge because you're using your glutes, you're using the smaller proprioceptor muscles in the ankles, which are necessary. It's the muscles that tell you where you are in time and space. So you can do this while brushing your teeth if you want to. Just I know people do that. I always just say, you know, they tell me, yeah, I brush my teeth like this. So the next pose we're going to do is, I'm trying to decide what time we have. So I want to keep a little posture. Yeah, that's a good one. I was going to go down to the floor. No, but that is a good one. It's a good one because I call that one. That's how you can stay out of the nursing home, right? Yeah, because if you can't get up on off the pot, you have got to. You can't live independently, right? So chair pose. Okay. So feet are hip width apart. Bring our hands all the way out. Bring your shoulder blades down the back. And as if you're going to sit in the chair, my hands stay near my ears. And then the thighs start to like go, what are you making me do?
This is how I go in a porta potty.
See, that's even better use of this.
I don't touch that thing.
Right. Okay, come on out. Let's bring our hands down, and I'm just going to demo the next one. It's very similar to that. But we're going to really it in chair pose, and then we're going to lift up one. Feel, let that ankle feel. It's just such a nice release. And then we're going to go back and forth. And then if you want to go for it, you take one out, and then you take the other. All right.
That's when the floor is dirty.
What was that?
That's when the floor is dirty.
All right, and if you're ready and want to, bring up one, and then bring up the other one, and release that down, stand back up, and let's bring our hands down, right up to our call. Sometimes it's called. So a lot of times people will talk about the three centers, the intellectual center, or the inner wisdom, and the action center. This is like also the area that is like the second and third chakra. It's our spirit, but yes, and it's also a place where you can even doing this. These are things that we can like use as a resource when we want to get back to ourselves. So say you almost had a car accident, right? You can just go. These are just really nice things to do in a very practical way.
Wish I'd known that the other night, so I almost had a car accident.
Oh, yeah, there you go, now you do. All right, so actually I'm gonna have you come on our back. So let's go on for upward facing Shavasana or resting pose. And so the toes are gonna fall upright. Again, you can use your pillow right now. You can use your pillow under your back, knees under your head. The palms are up, and here you let everything relax.
So now I want you to bring your feet to the floor so that your knees are facing up towards the ceiling. Then I want you to bring your right foot or ankle on top of the left knee. And then we're gonna gently windshield wiper back and forth your legs. And you're gonna notice when you get to all the way to one side that maybe that feels really good. Just feel, go ahead and just hang out there. So we're gonna do this for a little bit. So this is probably one of the most gentlest ways to open up your hips. So we're using some movement. You can hold to each side. Good, and now we're gonna go ahead and bring our knees straight up. We'll keep the right knee on the left knee. And this is considered like upward facing pigeon. And then if you want to lift that left knee towards your face, interlace the fingers underneath that left knee. You can also do it on top. There's lots of variations of this. And then I want you to relax everything in the body that doesn't need to be tense. And then from here, go a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. So the intention of this is opening up the right hip, the area where we get sciatica.
Keeping
then-
both hips on the ground,
What was that?
keeping both hips on the ground.
Yeah. You know what, I'm sure there's a variation that is doing what you're doing. Have you had it, have you seen it like that? Okay, yeah, so go ahead and pull that left knee towards your face a little more if you can. Good, and then very slowly and gently, bring your feet back down to the floor. And by the way, you can do this windshield wiper not with just both knees facing the ceiling. We're just doing this variation. Bring that left ankle onto the right knee, and again start to windshield wiper back and forth. Holding where it feels really good. Get that nice stretch. And also really notice what it feels like when you're really super gentle with your body. When you're gentle with your body, your mind can relax. And I heard a teacher say when your mind is relaxed, you actually have more confidence. Something to ponder. Good, and then just hold it straight up and bring that right knee towards your face and place the fingers behind that knee. Like I said, you can also do it in front. Relax the shoulders, the heart space, and play a little bit here, bringing it towards your face, maybe a little to the left, a little to the right. Good, and release, bring that foot down to the floor. And then what I want you to do, if you can, I want you to go ahead, hug your knees. If you can't, and you need a strap, go ahead or just pull the knees in. So really pull them in. So this is just a nice release on the low back. It's very helpful for your immune system as we squeeze the lymph behind the knees and the hips. And then release the legs down for upward facing relaxation or shavasana pose. Palms are up, toes are apart. Do a body scan. Notice any sensations, notice any releasing, or anything that needs to be released.
And next, we're gonna do bridge pose, because this is a really important one, again, for posture. So if you want to go to your side, lift yourself up and do it and watch the demo, that's fine. If you know how to do bridge, that's fine, you can go in. So bridge pose is probably the number one pose to help with the glutes. Okay, there is such a thing as glute amnesia. Seriously. Glute amnesia, where they stop firing, and mostly because, and I'll demo this, sitting, these get tight. And when this gets really tight, this just stops. These are the opposite. It's just like if I kept my bicep tight, this would just stop firing, right? Or we try to stand up and we can't because we're really tight. Anyway, so this is all about glute strength, and it looks like this. I'm pretty close. I've got one hand width to my heels. I'm gonna bring my shoulder blades down the back. This time, it's kind of helpful to actually use your elbows or use the forearms, this part of the arm. Bicep. Thank you. And what the first thing you do is you bring the pubic bone towards your face. So you'll notice that just a little part of my butt now is off. Okay, and this is all engaged. And then we're going to push up and hold. Okay, so, and if you know of all the other variations, because you've been doing this a lot, feel good, we're going to do this 3 times. And then come back down, relax. Go ahead and do that pelvic tilt, pelvic bone, the pubic bone more towards your face, and then use your elbows to bring you up. I'm just gonna look and see how everyone's doing. Good, and then come back down, we'll relax.
Do you breathe in when you're going up?
Exhale. But then you're gonna continue to breathe. Right, yeah, okay, so one last time. Tilt your pelvic bone or pubic bone towards your face and lift up your hips, pushing into the elbows if you want. Good, and then release back down. Bring the legs out long. And then really connect in, do a body scan. How does your hips feel? How do the glutes feel? The legs? And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to, I'd like to demo this one again. So go ahead and come to your side and look up. So this is a really core, a nice core strengthener. And actually, what you're going to feel is what you should be feeling on this. Yeah. So what it is we kind of come to like what tabletop position is. I'm gonna go ahead and bring my hands to my thighs, and I push into my thighs, and I push my thighs into my hands. So I'm kind of flattening my back out. But in order to do this really good, this is all going to engage. Okay. And that's what you're gonna feel when you do that one. So bring your knees up, press into your thighs, bring that lower back, kind of get rid of some of that arch in your low back, and then bring your thighs to your hands, really pushing your thighs away as your thighs press into your hands. Sips of air, and release the feet back down to the ground. Take a breath. We'll do this one more time. So bring the thighs up. Press into the thighs. The thighs press into your hands. Good. And then bring your feet all the way down to upward facing relaxation. connected to your breath. Those thoughts come up, acknowledge them, come back to your breath. All right, we're gonna do one more last series. And again, it's about the legs, because any part of the leg that hits the pelvis, right, is either gonna hit the pelvis and lower back or not. And we're gonna use our strap for this. And so I'll demo it if you want, but you can probably listen. What I do is I'm gonna bring that strap on the bottom of the foot and I'm gonna relax the whole of my body, except for my right hand, as it holds this up. And then we're just gonna find out where that stretch happens. We're just gonna hold that here. We're gonna hold it for a little bit at a time. So this is a lot of time that thoughts can come up, which is fine. Notice them, come back to your breath, and come back to that exhale that softens and releases. If you can, see if you can hold it only with the right hand. So you can relax everything else in the body. Relax the face, the shoulders, whatever may be tight, or your breathe. Take those nice deep breaths into the bottom of the lungs. And the exhale, soften and release. Right, and your knee can be bent. So what happens when a muscle is first stretched is it sends a signal to the spine, which sends a signal back to the muscle to not stretch. Now that signal did not go to the brain. And so that's why holding it is really important. It takes approximately 20 to 30 seconds. And that's probably about 3 nice long breaths. Good. Good, and now I'm going to take that with the right hand. I want you to bring the leg to the outside.
This is where.
Very slowly, very gently. So, you use different legs. Okay, that's fine. Use your left hand on this.
Uh-huh.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, left with left.
Yeah.
Right with right.
Yes. Oh, I thought I had another strap.
So how far are we bringing it down?
Wherever it feels good. So sometimes I like to put my elbow on the ground. Right. And again, holding it as much as, and if you start to get mad, you get a little bit of start, just bring it back. Be gentle with yourself. Good, and then slowly bring it up to center. You're going to switch your hands and you're going to slowly bring it to the outside.
The same outside or the other?
Did you already go to the outside?
I went to that side.
That's fine, you're fine.
Okay. Oh, I see everybody else is doing that.
That's okay, straighten out the bottom leg. There we go. Yeah, so this is meant to be just a really kind way to gently open up the different parts of the legs. So stay connected to your breath. The exhales allow for that softening and releasing. Remember to relax anything in any part of the body that's tense that doesn't need to be in this posture. Good, and then bring that back up to center. Release the strap. And then we'll go to the other side. So again, keep mindfulness in how you Anybody needs a pillow under their neck to keep some ease in this. The knee can be bent. And we're only using the one hand to keep that. So if it's the left leg that's up, it's the left hand. And then consciously really relax the rest of the body. Bring the mind's attention to the nice deep inhales. And softly releasing exhales. And then we're gonna go ahead and start to very slowly, you might have to move your hand down the scarf and bring it off to the outside of the body. So now we're opening the inner part of the thigh.
So go ahead. That's we switch your hands.
Oh,
Yes,
Oh,
so
I
you
do
would,
understand.
yes, yeah, and then when we go to the other way, we switch hands.
right, but I did this side.
Oh, you already did it?
Yeah, I think I know.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, okay, then whatever side, do the other.
Okay.
I didn't think we did both sides on this side yet. You guys are messing with me, aren't you?
Maybe I am.
Again, stay connected to your breathing. Connected to that soft and releasing exhale. Come back up to center. And then this is what I've done, so do whatever you need to do the other side. But if I go to the inside, I have to switch my hands. Just to make some sense of ease. And remember to relax the shoulders, the heart space. If this descends that way.
What was that? What was that?
If this hip descends this way.
Descends?
Yes. Oh, it'll bring you up. You can bring your hip with you. Yeah. You know, I'm sure there's other ways people do this. Good, and release that foot back up to the ceiling, and very gently and slowly go ahead and take that strap to your side. Go into upward facing Shavasana, a relaxation pose. Do a body smear. So we're going to go into our final Shavasana. So go ahead, and if you need a blanket, if you want to put some pillows underneath your head, underneath your knees, I'm going to hang out here for just a little bit. Bring your shoulder blades down the back. If they're up by your ears, if your shoulders are up by your ears, just kind of settle them down. Bring your mind's attention with your body. And maybe even an inch or so off the body.
Oh,
Maybe an inch or so off the body.
inch off the body?
Like an awareness.
Oh,
Yeah, an awareness of like the whole of your body and possibly a little bit off the body, like you feel like that electromagnetic energy.
that exhale in.
Golly. All right, let's get back. So the breath is interesting because there's lots of ways you can use the breath. And so there's ways you can use the breath to bring you some energy. There's a way you can use your breath to put you to sleep. And there's a way to use your breath to actually just like bring you into neutral, bring you into a just calm, neutral place. And the way to do that is with an even inhale and an even exhale. So if you want, go ahead and count to 4 on the inhale, count to 4 on the exhale, and make that exhale even just slightly longer, because that's what the science is showing, that 3 of those breaths actually changes your physiology, and it actually changes the area where you deal with stress in the brain in a really positive way. So breath work is very interesting. And if you want to, you can imagine on the inhale, the ocean wave is coming into the beach. And on the exhale, that wave is going out into the ocean. It's another really beautiful way of staying into your breath. Now we've got a few minutes left, and if you want, on an inhale, say I am, and on the exhale, like we talked about in the beginning, those things we're inspired to have more of in our lives, those things that are more connected with our spirit, like again, joy, compassion, trust, value, that you're enough. So every time you inhale, you say I am, and as you exhale, you say whatever those words are for you. And notice what that does for your body. So we're going to go for about 1.5 minutes for that. And then I'm going to ring a bell. Traditionally, when a bell is rung, you wait till it finishes the ring, which is fine. I don't care if you want to or not. It's kind of fun information. But I'll ring the bell, and when you're ready, roll to one side, push yourself up, and make sure you do it with a lot of mindfulness, gracefulness, and then come to sitting. Stay connected to your breath. Just sit in a chair. That's what makes you more comfortable. So we're going to just finish up and bring your hands together. I like to put my thumb right on my little sternum. Close your eyes. So ready to take a deep breath and really giving yourself a
lot of gratitude and a lot of compassion for the part of you that brought you here. That you knew that there was going to be some conscious effort in, to have more vitality in your life. And if you want to set an intention out to the universe, because it's really powerful when we set intentions out, feel free to do that. Open your eyes. Thank you for joining me for Mindful Kindly Yoga. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right, I think somebody wants to give prizes.
How do you guys feel?
Relaxed.
Yes. There's an aura of relaxation. Everyone on Zoom, thank you guys so much for joining. A few of you will be randomly selected for prizes and I will email you, but I'm going to end the recording here. So have a beautiful night. Thank you guys for joining.